Hi and welcome to first part of JavaScript video tutorial on freecodetube.com. This is the first tutorial of the series, and after this series you can write any JavaScript program and ready to learn JavaScript framework like the JQuery, React, Angular, and even NodeJS in the server part. Let's open codepen.io/pen like me. codepen.io/pen. This is our online editor to write JavaScript code. As you can see, there are three parts: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For a start, we just use the JS part, but in the next tutorials, you will learn how to use the HTML and CSS part to create web page or dynamic web page. Very good. Open the console because our result will be shown in the console part and ready to follow the tutorial. First of all, let's have introduction to the JavaScript. JavaScript is a high-level and lightweight programming for web programming, and JavaScript is a high-level and lightweight programming language for specifically web programming. Any dynamic action in web pages are programmed with this language, like form validation, animation effects, slideshows, instant user interaction, online games, and etc. Programmed with JavaScript. We want to implement all of these features in these tutorials. Let's follow the video tutorial of JavaScript. We do not have any setup environment because we want to use the CodePen, which is an online code editor, and we have result in the white part, and we have the console result in the console part of CodePen. What we want to cover in these specific tutorials are statements of JavaScript, defining variables, different type of data types, operators, expressions, loose typing, and comments. Let us start with a statement. In any program language, each instruction in JavaScript is a statement. For example, console.log hello world is a statement which creates a result in the console and print anything inside the parentheses will be right in the output. So we can use console.log statement to print the result of our program into the output. To store variables, we need to store data and use them multiple times. We need to define a variable. A variable is a container to store data like numbers and a string. Let's define a variables. For example, I want to put this value hello world inside a variable. We use var keyword to define a variable, and we need to set a name for the variable, for example, greeting, and use equal element and put a equal to set the initial value of the variable and set it to hello world. Because hello world is a string, I need to put it inside a double quotation, as you can see here. Also, we can use quotation 2 like this. Let's print the value of these two variables to console with console.log greeting and put a comma and type the other variable. You can see this is the result, hello world and John. Great. We have different type of variable in JavaScript. The first one is a string. A string is an array of characters like hello world, which consists of HELL1 space WORLD. So it's a string of characters, and we do not define the type of variable in the code because JavaScript will find out the type of variable based on the initial value you set to any variable. The second type of variables is numbers, like integers, numbers, or floats. Let's define a integer, which is age 25, and a float number like height, which is and print them inside the console age. We use the plus operator, which concat two strings to each other. See, years old. And we can use it multiple plus operator to concat multiple string together. And we remove hello, the world part, hello John, hello dear, console.log I am. You see, I am John, 25 years old, and my height is, prints the height. You can see, you can use a string with numbers, and automatically JavaScript convert the number to a string and concatenates them together. Very good. Also, we have a Boolean data type, which is true or false. Let's define a Boolean variable like married, which is false, and we can write console. You see, we can use quotation or double quotation. I am plus I am married plus married. You can see I am married, false. And also we have two other types of variable, which is undefined. If you define a variable and do not set the initial value, its value is undefined. And null is explicitly defined an empty value for a variable. So there is a slight difference between undefined and null, which you can find out there are differences in next tutorials. Let's go for operators. An operator is a character that represent an action. For example, plus in arithmetic operators represent addition of two value. But in our sample, plus is for two string value is just connect two string together. We have arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modules, division reminders. Let's work with them. I defined num1, which is 10, and num2, which is 6, and define another value for sum, which is num1 plus num2, and console.log sum. As you can see, the result will be 16. You can check the other operators like subtraction and others with this pattern. Very good. We have increment and decrement, which you can try them here. Also, we have string operators and the concat operators, which is a plus. We have used it already. And also we can have concat and assignment. You see, we define two variables. Text1, which is good, and text2, which is morning. And we can use plus equal. Now we can concat and assign text1 plus equal text2, and you can see the result of text1 here. You see, good morning. It concat good and morning and put the result inside the text1. We have expression in JavaScript. An expression is a combination of one or more constant variable operators and functions that JavaScript compute and produce another value. As you can see in our sample, this is an expression. Also, this is an expression because it's a combination of a variable, a string, and operators, and there is a result which console.log can use it. We have a definition in JavaScript which is loose typing. JavaScript figure out the type based on the value, and the type can change. For example, if we define a variable x and set it to a string like John and console.log x, you will see John in the result. If you set x to a number like 25 and print x again, you will see 25, and the type of x has changed to number. Also, you can change it to Boolean like this. You see? To describe and make the code human readable, you can use comments. We have two types of defining comment: one line comment or multiple line comment. For example, to describe this line, we use one line comment, set the name. This line will not run, and a compiler of JavaScript will ignore it. Very good. Now it's exercise time. Let's write a fortune teller in the next tutorial. Have fun and leave your comments in this post.